All right, well, tonight's topic is all about, you can get this, how to generate an extra $100 a day online in business. So this is $100 a day online. It could be an extra 100, it could be your first 100, but it is to generate $100 a day online. Now, often one of the things when I talk to people too is that one of the things that really trips people up is that they get stuck in the techie stuff. So, you know, they get to having to, build a landing page on a website, maybe connect to CRM, might be to create some graphics or some videos or those sort of things there. And those are the things that get people stuck and prevents them from moving on. So really today is not really about the tech tools, because the thing about tech is that if you can't do it, you can learn it. If you don't want to learn it, there's someone else that can do it for you at a reasonably inexpensive rate. So if you are, stuck with the tech, your first port of call, if you don't have a local teenager around that you can really whip around to sort this sort of stuff out for you, is places like Fiverr. So Fiverr.com. That originally, that's a freelancing site, originally started for creating things for $5. So these days it's not $5, but they are in multiples of $5. But you can get some really good quality work at a incredibly inexpensive price. You can actually get some really bad work there as well too. So so you do need to sort of vet and choose who you're going with. But that's a place to get over some of your techie stuff. The other thing too is that although I talk a lot about online business, it's not that you have to have an online business. It's just that you are utilizing some of the online tools and strategies to help you to grow and develop your business. So any business can do it. I think last week we had someone that was had a tea business. So that's an offline business in the sense that, all the tea's manufactured offline, that they're packed into boxes and cartons and crates and whatever, and have to be shipped out. But you can use online technology for all of the distribution. So it could be a e-commerce store and all of the marketing, all of that sort of thing. So regardless of whether you have an online or offline business, this works for all businesses. So that all good? All right. Whoop, what's just happened there? Am I still online? I seem to have lost everyone here.
No, you're still here.
Still here. All right.
I've just got that first screenshot up.
Excellent. Okay, I just can't see anyone's faces. Everyone's just disappeared. So if you're nodding at me, I can't see you. All right. So first thing is why? What would you do with $100 a day? In fact, why don't we just have a look at that now? Because no point doing anything about this unless you've got a good reason to do it. So let's just come out of share there. I'd like to just get some feedback on why, like for your business, what it would do for your business if you had another $100 a day. So you can either pop it in chat.
Yeah. I'd probably engage a VA for $100 a day.
Yep.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. Yep. So a VA, definitely. Well, you wouldn't be paying $100 a day. It'd be less than that, but you could certainly get your, that staff, and you have money left over with that. So, yep, good suggestion. Thanks, Fred. What else? Think about your business at the moment. So, what another $100 a day, what impact would that have? What could you buy? What could you invest? What could you do?
I'd invested in developing some of the products that I want to enhance my services.
Yep, definitely. So product development, that's a great use for it. So you're not dipping into your own pocket. Now it's coming out of the business. Yep. What else? I'm getting you to think here at the moment, which is reasonably important for the next part of the process. What about why did you go into business in the first place? Was it just to work? Or were you were there some things in your lifestyle, things you wanted to buy, sort of things you wanted to pay for? you know, what were some of those things, or what are some of the things you haven't got that might be nice to have? So more advertising. So you know, if you've got more money that you can invest in advertising, then you could get teams to do things that you don't have time for. So you can pay for other people, other skills and talent. Yep, absolutely. Marketing strategies to increase leverage on leads and sales as well too. Yep, so there's a lot of reinvestment back into business. Do you know what $100 works out to be over a year? That's $36,500. So it doesn't sound like much on a daily basis, but on an annual basis, it's actually quite a bit of money. Anyone got a car that needs replacing? Or anyway, here we go. Yep. So, you know, there could be for things like those essentials, could be for your toys as well too. Anyone want to go traveling? Can we go traveling yet? I think we can, can't we? In some places. Yep. So travel, you know, I see, you know, a few holiday pics starting to pop up now with people who are heading out overseas rather than just heading into the outback Australia. Oh, restoring that mini. Oh, excellent. So that's going to cost just shy of $40,000. Fantastic. There you go, $100 a day. You've almost paid for that mini.
Yeah, I've already spent 10,000 on there, so I've got 30 to go. So
all right, we better ramp you up to about $200 a day then, eh? What do we got? Oh, aircon died on me. Well, thank goodness we're not in the middle of summer like we were sort of a month or so ago. So $3K to fix. So there you go. That's a good thing. So there's always things that need doing. Oh, Kate, what a Mustang and a Jeep. So all right. So there's a few years worth of $100 a day, or sort of ramping that up as well. I mean, just imagine if it was $1,000 a day. You know, businesses out there that are doing that. That's another $365,000 a year with $1,000 a day. So $1,000 doesn't sound like much, but you know, you add it up, it's quite a bit. Personal development, more coaching. Yes, I'd definitely invest in more coaching. So, you know, one of the best assets that I think that we have is ourselves, and investing in ourselves with some of that is what's going to help generate or move us from the $100 a day to that $1,000 a day. There's always more to learn, isn't there? All right, well, that's really what it's for. So really, and I think the important part of this process here is not about making $100 a day, but it's thinking about what would you do with it? Like, you know, what's the impact going to be on you for, you know, earning or making this other $100 a day? The other thing too is to think about this question here, and that's why not? So what if you didn't? What would the impact be if you didn't make that $100 a day? So you think about what you could get, but what does it cost you if you don't get it? And so that could be things like, you know, if you're not able to hire that VA. Because one of the things I do here is business owners that say, I'd love to get a VA to help me in my business. So I've got, you know, some Facebook to manage, LinkedIn to manage. I'd love them to be doing that. I'd love, you know, a VA to be taking off, you know, a lot of the manual tasks in my day. But you know what the thing is that stops them? It's often money. And they say that, you know, once I'm making a bit more money, then I'll be able to afford to pay for a VA. So anyone in that sort of situation? Actually, yep. So some people there will just spend the money anyway. So they'll spend the money. Well, they'll commit the money that they don't have, and
Nick, you've just muted yourself. You're on. There you go.
Thanks, Jane.
You're back.
Thanks, Jane. How on earth did I do that? But thanks for letting me know, because that would be awkward for the next
That was all right. You're only about
20 minutes
5
or so.
seconds.
All right. Yeah, I was just saying that, you know, some people just go for it and they'll commit the money. Other people want a bit more certainty and want to make sure that they've got the money coming in that they're going to commit. So having that extra $100 a day means that it gives you that certainty to go and hire that VA, or go and hire, or go and to buy the additional resources or invest. So, you know, even if it's a VA, let's just have a look at that there. Oh. So I'll just put this into some perspective. So if you wanted to hire a virtual assistant for your business, you only need to be making another $35 a day, you know, for a general virtual assistant. So that's a lot easier than $100 a day, isn't it? So even if your goal was $35 a day to get your virtual assistant, you've got a target to really aim for. But you know, $100 a day is a great target, because that's a reasonable, you know, it's not too much, but it's a reasonable end goal at, you know, $36,000 a year. So maybe just, it might be helpful, just write down a number. If you've got a piece of paper or something in front of you, or even in chat, write down the number that you would like to be earning every day, like additional every day to what you've got right now. What's your number? Is it 100? Is it 30? Is it a million? So just jot that down. All right, we've got Jeff there at 200. Excellent. 100, yeah. And over on Facebook here, we've got Donna with 100. Excellent. Oh, house sitting overseas. So there you go. That's a good goal with that $100 a day. 150, 200, excellent. $1,000 a day, yep. I'd be happy with $100 to start with. Yep. And look, we are just talking with you know, what you start with as well. The thing about this is that once you start generating the this regular revenue, this extra $100 a day, or $150 or $50 a day, then once you've got it in place and it's happening on a regular basis, then you can work on improving it and scaling it up to, you know, that $1,000 a day. And that's where people start. So businesses start, you know, often in the small area, and then they scale up from you know, the smaller goal to the bigger goal. Excellent. And Jeff, yeah, get some VAs and scale up. Awesome. Excellent. So this is really important. This part's really important, really critical that you think about why it's important. What is it? Simon Sinek talks about, you know, starting with why. So like, if you don't really have a compelling reason to do it, what happens is that you stop actually doing the stuff, because it's not really, you know, that important. There's no driving reason for it. So your why is, you know, really your fuel to ensure that you keep going. All right, let's just put this on presenter mode, because I'm going to move on to the next slide. All right, now there's a number of ways to make that $100 a day. So let's have a look at some of those. So one way is to sell one item for $100. So, you know, if, you know, you could sell a, you know, half-hour coaching session for $100 online. Or if you've got products and services, how do you sell one more for that, for an extra $100? So you can sell one thing for $100 and do that every day, and you've met your target. Or you can do things like sell 10 things at $10 a day. Now, who here has bought an ebook or a program online, let's say Facebook, and they've forked out $10 sitting on the deck on a Saturday, drinking coffee, flicking through Facebook, and they've just bought something online? Anyone done that? Even if it's just a PDF document? Yep. I've spent thousands of dollars buying all these $10 products. So, so if people do that, how about this question here? If you're giving away your lead magnets for free, I wonder whether people would pay for it. Have you ever asked yourself that? So there's a good test there, and you know, if you're giving away good, valuable information, then and it's a solution to a problem, people will pay for it. And $10 is nothing. In fact, anything up to $97, generally, if you talk about people in relationships, generally they don't ask for permission. So anything under $100, they generally don't ask for permission. They'll just go and spend it on their card. Once it starts to get over that figure there, depending on sort of household income and budget, that's when, you know, wives and husbands might ask each other and say, hey, what do you think? Should I spend the money? I'm thinking of spending it on this. But under 97, they're generally just going to make their own decisions. But 10 things at $10, who thinks that's achievable? You could sell 10 items at $10. Yeah, so it's pretty easy. You could sell 25 at 4. Have I done the maths right with that? 4 times. Yeah, so you can sell, you could sell 25 pieces at $4 each. So you can get 25 people coming in to spend $4. So even online, I bought things for like $1, $2, $4 online as well too. You can get 50 people, or 50 items, people paying $2, or you get 100 people paying $1. So is $1 throwaway money these days? It isn't. So getting 100 people to pay $1 may be easier than getting one person to pay $100. Just really depends on the products and services that you've got. Certainly, if you've got digital products, or you've got things you can convert into digital, and at $1, particularly if the value of it is a lot more than that $1, then you'll often make quite a lot more sales. I'm thinking, who here's a book author? So I know there's a few authors here. Yep, absolutely. So for book authors, you can sell your online edition, not the hard copy edition, for $1. So some of them give it away, but you could sell it for $1. And so you might sell it to people that might not ordinarily buy the hard copy of the book, but they might sell it for $1. So all you've got to do is to get 100 people in buying for that for the $1. And often you'll see these books being sold for $10. So there's some things to think about, is whether you're selling one thing at $100 or right down to 100 things at $1. So inside there's a number of different ways to get that $100 a day. But there are some rules to this, and here's some really important rules. These are my rules, so you can adopt them if you like. My one is, I don't want to create any more work than I have to. So have a look at your existing assets and things that you've got in your business there, and look at what you can repurpose. So, and what I mean by that is actually go through absolutely everything, not just your products and services, but how about your marketing material? How about your blog posts? Can you bundle up a series of your blog posts and turn those into a workbook? People buy workbooks. Could you bundle it into a checklist? I once bought a checklist when I was buying a house to use when I was going around to various different properties to work out which is going to be the best property to buy. So, but I bought that checklist. Wasn't off a real estate agent, interestingly enough. He could have made a bit more money if the real estate agent took me around if he had that, but it was off another property site. What have we got? Sell my lesson plan. Oh, that's good, Jane. So sells lesson plan PDFs for $5 each. Have about $20 online, but sales not moving.
Yeah, 20,
yeah.
Not $20.
Oh, okay. So you've got 20 online, but okay.
Yeah.
But that's the plan. All right. So you've already make a start. So bringing it up to $50 a day. Now it's all just about how do you get to it, to that $50 a day. So that now is really just process and strategy. Excellent. The other thing you can do is sort of bundle those up into 100 or let's say 20 PDFs and sell them as a pack.
And I do that. So when someone does buy one, they then get a message that says you can now buy 10 for, I think it's $40. I think it's half price or something. And that's probably got a 50% success rate. Good.
Oh, well, that's good. That's great. Yep. Perfect. So well, that's great. So that's already happening now. So, all right. What have we got? Excellent. So the first thing I look at is what have you already got? Now, probably some of your easiest things is things like that. If you've got written documents, I've got a ton of videos. So so it's easy to put together. If you think about, say, this program here with business owners smashing it online, we've had probably, I would say, 5 years worth of speakers through here. So what's that, about 200 250 odd speakers through here, all speaking on different topics. So one way to repurpose that there is to grab all of the social media videos and put them into a social media training package. Don't have to reshoot the videos, we've already got them. And then we can sell, sort of the ultimate guide to selling on social media, and have videos up there, strategies up there for TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. What else do we have? Pinterest, all sorts of things. So those there can be bundled up. At the moment, they are languishing on YouTube, and people come along and watch them, but they're not making any money. But by bundling them up into something that, let's say, there were, let's say 10 videos there, all on social, different social media strategies. We bundled it up as the ultimate social media marketing strategy. And we sold those for $10. Do you think people would buy that? There'll be people out there that would buy that. Yeah. So we now just turn an asset from, in fact, people probably buy it for $97. So that's your $100 a day. So we've got an asset there that's sitting there doing nothing at the moment that we can bundle up and put into something that would now start to generate revenue. We can, and the interesting thing is we can leave all those videos on YouTube, and people will still buy them as a packaged deal as well too. What they want is the package and it organized for them, as opposed to having to hunt through them all on YouTube. So I don't think you've got to destroy anything to do it. It's just repurposing it and adding to it. That makes sense? Anyone else got videos that they could repurpose like that? I know some of you have. So that's a quick and easy one. The other one is a blog post. Any regular bloggers here? Yep. So regular bloggers, you can start to look at your themes, and you can put together ebooks on your blog posts, and also think about being more strategic about your blogging as well too. If you've got a process or a framework that you work with people or that you teach people with, you can write blog posts about each stage or each part of that framework, turn that into an ebook, and then that's that could be a $1 ebook, it could be a $5, a $10, a $20 ebook, and then you can sort of promote that as a specific solution for a particular problem. The more specific you can get to solving a problem or an issue that people have got, then the more likely are that people are going to buy it. So repurposing content is my number one thing. So whatever it is that you've got, repurpose it. Sometimes you don't know what it is that you can repurpose. So I look at an example of Bunnings, for instance. I spoke about this afternoon. Bunnings is a store that I used to frequent quite regularly when I had a larger property and had to contain chickens and animals, and there were sort of all sorts of escapees or things invading the property. And I remember going to Bunnings, and they have a series of videos there. I Googled how to how to sort of build a fence. And it was really about how to put fence posts in. I am probably the most uncoordinated builder on this planet, and everything I put up is always leaning to the side, or it cemented in and it just falls out again. So I need this help. So I Google this, and what comes up but one of Bunnings' videos, and it was exactly what I wanted. Now the thing with this was that these videos are free. Yet Bunnings makes a ton of money out of just these videos. How do you think they make money out of these free videos that are on their website?
You go and buy the product so you can make it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yep. So what it is that in the videos, they're using their products. They show up. I'm using a Ryobi impact driver. They show you the tool. I think, right, I need one of those. They show you the fence posts they've got. They show you the concrete. And so the shopping list is in there. So for me, as an unco builder, I can just walk into the shop with my shopping list, load up the trolley, load it into the car, feel like I know what I'm doing, get home, and then sort of watch the video again to work out how to do this thing. And to my credit, I fenced the entire perimeter of my property, and that fence is still standing today. So there's testament to that video on in Bunnings. I was pretty proud of that myself. But the point of that is Bunnings is making multiple hundreds of dollars a day on those free videos that they make. So you don't have to sell the content. You can think another step further and how can I sort of get people to buy based on that content that I now put up. And for Bunnings, did they do any extra work for it? They probably did a wee bit of extra work at the front end. But the thing was that people like me would go into the store and they would say things like, I want to put up a fence. How do I do it? And so the people in the store would be, working with individual customers saying the same thing over and over again, in terms of telling them what to do, what products to buy, what tools to grab. And so all they've done is they've taken that staff member out, and the Bunnings videos use a staff member that are in that's in the store, taking that staff member out and put them in the section of Bunnings, and they actually just demonstrate what it is they're doing. So, they would have been talking to a customer anyway. So, there really hasn't taken up much time there. There's a bit of production thing with the videos, but, yours don't have to be as, as flash as, the Bunnings ones. That is corporate after all, and they've got lots of money to spend because they're making lots of $100 a day off these videos. So think of things also, the other rule is that's quick and simple to create. So you don't want to spend months and months and months creating something to get you $100 online. Okay for a for your main product, but just for quick cash and to get sort of that regular cash coming in, you want something that's quick and simple. So if it's going to take you more than a week, forget it. So think about sort of things that you can do sort of in an afternoon, in a day, in a couple of days, that sort of thing there. Oh, the other thing too, that's what I was going to say about Bunnings as well too, is that not sure how that opportunity came around. They've got advisors that come in and marketing people that come in, but sometimes the best people to ask for your product that you might want to put up or that $100 idea are your existing customers. So ask them for, what are the things they're struggling with? So if they've bought something off you, what are they struggling with after they've bought it? Or before they bought it, what do they need to know before they buy something? And you can think about targeting the DIY market, so the do-it-yourselfers. So, and you've got do-it-yourselfers out there that are never, ever, ever going to buy from you, but it's a good opportunity for you to demonstrate your credibility. But what some of these DIYers will do is that they may buy something online to help them do it themselves. So they mightn't buy what you offer in your product and service, but they might buy something that's a help guide for themselves. So, so there's lots of that. So all of you will have that in your own industry. Think about also your colleagues as well. Who else are your competitors? So you can teach your competitors as well. So create resources to teach your competitors. I've got a friend of mine who's a photographer. Actually, he's been a speaker on here too. So anyone that has watched Brad Delaney's sessions on here, he's a headshot photographer. So he's put together a course for other photographers to teach them to be headshot photographers. Why would he do that? Because he's training his competition. Why would he do that? Any thoughts about that? See some puzzled faces there.
Yeah, it can go two ways with that, because one, you can be recommended or recommend, but on the other hand, they can take all your knowledge and run with it, which is
absolutely.
I've had both ways happen.
Yep, and that's definitely going to happen. Absolutely. So yeah, spread the word. So here's a couple of things here. One is Brad works in Gold Coast and Brisbane. He doesn't work anywhere else. So he can be training headshot photographers in other areas throughout the country who'll pay him to train them. And if he gets people that are looking for headshots that are in, say, Sydney, he's now got someone to refer them to on a referral basis. So part of his $100 a day can be made up by referrals that are going through to these photographers that he's trained, knowing that they're going to get good work. Yes, he will be training photographers as well too that are in the local area that may look to take all his information and run and set up and be sort of cheaper, than he is. There's always that race to the bottom. But the other thing is once you start training your competitors, or as I like to say, the industry, then you become you can now put in your credentials that you are the teacher of those in your industry. So it elevates you to another level. So, you're not on the same level as those that you've taught. You're now their teacher. So people that want the best will go to the person of the source or the teacher of, of the people that in that sort of art and craft. That makes sense? So there are, it can be quite good reason. You need to have a reasonably open mind with that, and sort of forget about the notion of creating competitors. They're going to be there anyway. The personalities are going to be there anyway. If they're going to steal your stuff, they're going to steal it anyway. So you're better to make friends with them and teach them, and sort of hopefully develop a referral relationship, and also boost your own credibility. So there's another way to go. So for him, there's not a lot more effort to teach people how to do that. He's really just teaching photography techniques that he already teaches. He already speaks to clients and customers about what he's doing. So all he needs to do is turn on a camera to himself as he's in a number of photo shoots and shoot and really describe what he's doing. So it's really quick and simple to create. Now, generally with these things, the other rule is that your effort is up front, and once you've got it all set up and running, then it's very little effort to keep the thing ticking along. So a bit like, if you're pushing a car, all the effort goes into getting the car rolling. And then after that, it's just momentum that keeps it going, with just a gentle push to keep it going. So that gentle push might be, as Jane's got there at the moment, you've got your lesson plan PDFs there for $5 each. So part of the push now is that vehicle is moving. It's now sort of thinking about, well, how do I start to get this in front of more people so that we can start to get more sales coming in? And so that's your marketing process. And so it could be things like reels. So I know a really good reels person on here. So, those are strategies and whatever. So it's just about keeping it pushing and ticking along. And the other thing too is thinking about where your market is. So you might sort of think about, well, who am I selling to at the moment? Who could I be selling to? Who would be interested? And how can I get into that market as well too? So the bonus of it all is that you can have standalone products that sell on themselves. If you want a really good example of someone that sells, he makes a truckload of money. He uses ads for it as well too. But look up online Ted McGrath. So I'll drop his name in chat. So his name's Ted McGrath.
Once you sign up with him for your first thing, your inbox will be forever flooded with his other offers. Some of them are free and they're worth downloading, but there's always something that he wants to bundle up and sell you on top of it.
He emails every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. I just cannot bring myself to unsubscribe because the stuff is just really good. And as a marketer, I follow it. He will get a ton of unsubscribes as well too. But he's got a multi-million-dollar business. And a lot of what he does, he's selling for $10, for $1, for $5. But the thing about these are his lead generation tools. And when you have a look at his products, yes, I'll put my hand up. I have bought probably hundreds of dollars worth of his things because I just can't help myself, because the headlines are just so compelling. And I am a lay down when it comes to this sort of stuff because I just love the marketing stuff. But the videos that he shoots for it, he'll often do 3 videos in these mini courses, he calls them. He sells them for, say, between $1 to $10, sometimes free. And he shoots them off his back deck. He's got no props. He's got no whiteboard or PowerPoint. He just talks. So he just talks into the camera oftentimes. So And so if you think you need, good quality production, well, there you go. There's an example that you don't. So if you sign up to his stuff, have a look at some of his free stuff, and you'll get an idea. That'll give you some really good ideas about how you can start to create some stuff for yourself. So those are the rules. You've got to repurpose. It has to be you have to be able to automate it. It needs to be quick and simple to create, and you put all the effort up front. Yeah, it does look like Tom Cruise. Yeah. All right. All right. So so this is really, and we've spoken a bit about this. This is going into what are the assets that you've already got. So think about your existing products and services. What can you add onto it? And that can be as simple as a help guide. I remember a friend of mine years ago, he produced, wasn't videos back then, it was, they were tutorial sheets on how to shoot better photos. He was an affiliate for a particular type of camera. I think it was Canon or a camera there. But he used to write these tutorials on how to become a better photographer. And he would put that, or a landing page of that up on his website, and you got those tutorials for free if you bought the camera and you clicked on his affiliate link. He wasn't selling the camera, he was selling, someone else was selling the camera. He was an affiliate for it. He produced all this content for it, and but he would give it to you for free if you bought the camera. So he got paid by the by Canon or whoever the camera online store was. But here's the other thing you got with it too. In order to get these tutorial videos, they had to email him back. So he didn't know who they were when they clicked on his affiliate link, because affiliate links don't tell you who it was. They'll just tell you how to click. So he would say you have to email them back with their receipt for the purchase, and then he'd give them access to it. So now he's starting to build a database of people. He's using it for lead generation. So he hasn't even got his own product and service. He got someone else's, and he's added value to someone else's product and service. And again, his business is a multi-million-dollar business today. He's a coach, a business coach, and that's what he does today. But this was before that, when he was just had affiliate programs. So also, next thing is to think about questions and objections people ask you. So before people buy, are there a common set of questions that most people ask? Or is there a common set of objections that they have? Anyone sort of think of that? I know when I was in financial services, the objections were always the same. And so again, thinking about your product and service, think about how can you answer those questions and objections before people even come to you, and you can put them up as some form of product, guide, course, PDF, and you can sell some of these things as well too. So you can either sell it or it can do the sales for you. So again, with the that's what I didn't mention, with photography tutorials, he was selling that online as well. So people were buying it and not buying the camera, or they might have already had the camera. He's still selling that. He only gave it away to people for free that bought off his link. So again, you can do the same thing here as well too with your products and services. You can have a mix of selling I wouldn't say just the answers to the questions and objections. You can create it into a program to help people to do these things themselves. So let me see who's on screen here at the moment. I'm looking at Annie at the moment. So sort of animal communicator, and look, I'm probably going to get this totally wrong, but let's just work on the principle I'm going to be talking about rather than the content. But it may be that there is a process there to be able to talk to your animals and have your animals communicate back to you how to read your animals and how to know sort of what they're feeling, thinking at the same time. Now I know that is true because I have animals. So there may be a technique, a framework, a process that you got that is in your head that you may just do automatically. And And there may be things that you say to people to help them with, their relationship with their animals. So, so those things there can be put into, rather than just a frequently asked questions, you can put it into a DIY course. So you can have a course on how to understand what your animal's saying when they talk to you. How to understand this is food. I want love. I want to cuddle. Leave me alone. So you can teach that sort of thing, and people will buy that. And so you think about how you frame it up, not just as a Q&A, but as a do-it-yourself mini course that people would be interested in. So think about your questions and objections. How could you shape that up into some sort of course, program, PDF, framework, that sort of thing there. How can you add more value? So again, those tutorials for the cameras were adding value. Sell your expertise and knowledge. So that's just as Brad did. He trained his competitors, but he also trains budding photographers as well too. And then think about how you deliver these as well. So, whether you're doing it online, whether it's a PDF, whether it's a course, whether it's just on social media, those sort of things. All right, so here's some examples. Is this helpful at all? Yep. Okay.
Sure is.
So real life examples. Yoga studio. So as we know, over the past 2.5 years, we've had these series of lockdowns, lockouts, walkouts, that sort of thing with the virus of going around and government decisions. So some of the places that were impacted were like fitness studios and yoga studios, which couldn't have people come along to it. So I got a call one day from someone that had a yoga studio, and sort of panicking about, well, what are we going to do? What can we do? And my answer was quite simple: just move it onto Zoom. Just stream them live. And her initial response was, well, no one's going to come to a Zoom yoga class. They all come in because they want the experience of being in there. But the thing is that they couldn't actually come in and have that experience. So what's the next best thing? It's on Zoom. So we set it up. She agreed to run it on Zoom, and with the yoga studio, the catchment for that's about 5 kilometre radius from where the studio is. So and what was interesting is, first of all, she thought she might have to run it for free. Who's going to pay for it on TV? So I said, no, we'll charge for it. So she charged exactly the same price, and she had almost as many people show up to the online program as she did to the to her studio. So that surprised her to start with. So that was a really good surprise. So that really boosted her confidence. And then she was running regular yoga sessions right throughout the week, had a whole schedule. And, people would book in, they would pay online, they'd just come and join on Zoom. She had an iPad set up in front of her for the yoga. So it was a pretty unsophisticated setup, just an iPad. She said it felt a bit weird doing it just with herself, but she had people watching. And in fact, what happened was, she got more customers, and it was wider than that 5 kilometre radius. So people didn't have to travel in now. So people wider from Palm Beach, which is where she was, were coming into her studio. In fact, she grew that business from a local business into an international business. So she had, from all places, people tuning in from Italy. So she had classes there, and she did have an Italian instructor as well, spoke Italian, and that he was attracting people from Italy. So now she had a international presence with her business that she never had before. But here's the thing that was really interesting about it, is it wasn't the fact that she went online to do it, is that with Zoom, it records them all. So she had all of her yoga sessions recorded and asked the question, are there some people that say to you that they'd like to come along to the yoga class, but they can't make it at that time there? Could they send the video? And she said, yes, lots of people asked me that. So what she ended up doing was then loading all those videos up into her website, into a members area, charged a subscription for the members area. People had yoga on demand. They could do it in the morning, night, midnight, whenever they wanted to get up. And so now she had an additional stream of revenue. She was still doing her live classes like through Zoom. She now had an additional stream of revenue with the membership that people were paying for yoga on demand. It really didn't take her too much effort. Once she set up the membership site there, she just kept recording the videos, kept on putting them up there. People could choose what they wanted, and the only extra effort was just recording it. And after a while, she stopped recording it because she had enough videos up there for people to pick and choose from. When she was allowed to go back to her studio, she went back to her studio, kept on running the classes there, and that membership site still kept on running. And a lot of the people on that membership site, some were local and some were further away that would never get to her studio. So there was an easy way to make $100 a day on something she was already doing. Bunnings we talked about, Coach we sort of talked about with that Ted McGrath sort of offering these mini courses. Camera Shop, we talked about that there by producing tutorial videos. So think about your business and what are some of the things that you're currently doing that you can repurpose into something else. Maybe you can't see it at the moment. So sometimes we can't see the wood for the trees, being in the business. You might need to have, that's why you ask your customers and people that you know for ideas, or sort of workshop it with, the likes of people that are here, today. Connect and do some workshopping with it, because, you'll come up with ideas that you just won't have thought of ordinarily. All right, I'm not going to run through all of this, but there are 5 stages of people go through in a customer journey. And this is the ADAR model. So, first of all, if you start at the very top there, you're grabbing people's attention. So that might be an ad, social media. This is where they get to know you, find out about you, find out your product or service. And then, you're sort of grabbing sort of a bit of curiosity then, and that moves them around to the area where they start to develop some interest. So that interest might be they've downloaded your lead magnet, they've watched a video of yours, they've got curious because you're speaking about their issue or problem and able to talk about it in a way that they're not able to talk about themselves, or you've described it better than they can. And then they start to sort of get some sort of a feel that, oh, maybe I can solve this problem, or this person can help me with that. That's where that desire is created, and that desire is like, that's exactly me. I want this. So they're getting to the point and say, I want this. The action is when they say, when they hand over their credit card and they buy from you. And then the retention part is because they've had such a great experience with you, they start to tell other people about you and advocate on your behalf. And so if you're familiar with that know, like, and trust process, if you have a look around the outside, the know part, it really is, from attention through to interest. They start to like you sort of through that interest phase into the desire phase. And then when they're taking action, they only take action if they trust you. No one takes any action with you or buys anything from you generally, unless they trust you. I think there's only 2 industries in the world where trust is not an important factor when people are buying. Anyone know what that is? Probably most of us have not been in there. So it's the drugs trade and the arms trade. There is a distinct lack of trust there, but for the rest of us, trust plays an important part. Anyone here in the drugs trade or the arms trade? No? Okay. So the reason why I show you this diagram here without going into too much detail is that you've got opportunities in every part of this cycle to create that $100 a day additional income. So, typically the attention phase, they can be your lead magnets, your mini courses that, when you're just introducing people to them, when you're interrupting them in Facebook. When it gets down to the action phase, where people have bought things from you. Have you ever been in a situation where either yourself or someone else, you've bought something and there are other improvements or enhancements that go along with it that you just have to have as well too. So for me, I paid for a gym membership, and there are other enhancements that come along as well too. Like I have to eat properly now. In fact, I've actually got to eat. So there are things, and I don't have time to make 5 meals a day. Who here has time to make 5 meals a day? Because I certainly don't, and that's what I've got to eat in order to keep this up. So there is who we got here? Is Diane on here at the moment? Where's she? Oh no, she's disappeared. So Diane was here before, and so she said, hey, you need this protein powder. So there's an example of an add-on. So protein powder means I don't have to make that extra meal. I can just stir it up in a bit of water, stick a banana in it, and drink it. But that's an example of an add-on. I've paid for the gym membership, and there's an add-on. So you think about what are the add-ons that possibly you could have after people buy your products and services. Now, they may be not, maybe you don't create the add-on, but maybe you find other add-ons that other people have got that you can add on to it. Maybe the add-on is sort of additional information, tutorials, or that sort of thing that you can provide at a cost. Or maybe the add-on is things like they've joined your, if you've got a program there, they've joined your base program, but you've got the VIP program. So that sort of is an add-on as well. So that's in that sort of stage there. Or it could be sort of taking them through the next step, that they've completed the actions required or what's required in that one. Fence the property's all fenced. And now what do we need to do? I'm really enjoying this fencing sort of stuff. I need to go and make a gate. So that's an additional product. So you think about what's next as well too. But every step along this journey, attention, interest, desire, action, retention, are opportunities for you to think about adding that extra $100 a day. All right, so what now? Lots of information there. Has there been enough information there for you to take away and start to think about some ideas for your own business? Anyone confused? Anyone sort of excited? Yep. So really the next stage is, this has really been a very high level overview of this. Your next stage is to go and think about everything you do in business. Walk around with either a pad of paper, or as I do, I've got a notepad on my phone there, and just take notes as you go. So think about, just brainstorm ideas for each of those customer stages. Select one, plan it out, work out, what's the tech that you need for it. We haven't really spoken much about how you create it, automate it, and the tech that you need, but you start to think about that there. Think about how you can automate it, so you can create it and then automate it. Think about how do you measure sort of the results of it. And so measuring is really important, because that's how you can then sort of refine and scale it as well too. So thinking about Jane there with the PDF lessons you've got, it's about what's the measurement there, how many people are going there, how many people are buying it, what sort of activity you've got to drive traffic there, and which one's giving you the most return, which is giving you the least. So you do those sort of things there, and then you can start to focus on the ones that are doing really well. So that's a really critical part of it. But again, you can automate some of those steps and processes as well too. And then you're into constantly refining it as well too. Or any questions at all? Or any comments? Or anyone got an idea that they that really comes to mind that they can implement? Well, they think is possibly a good one to implement. There we are. Definitely good food for thought. Thanks, Ron. Yep.
G'day, Nick. Nick, because you're a tech head, most of the people here are not, but they could pay you and build a website and do what you and I know as rank and rent. You build a website for, say, tradespeople, then sell the leads to them. The website might cost you $1,000. Then you work out how to promote it, and you sell the leads to plumbers, carpenters, whatever.
Absolutely. So that's a really good. In fact, I know that you, Jeff, have done that really well in the past with your catering business. Do you want to just tell us quickly about the catering business where you sold the leads to someone else in another city?
Yeah, this is an amazing story. It came to me, I don't know, when I was having a Scotch and Coke. But I saw a very good website 8 hours away. If you guys know Australia, I was in New South Wales. I saw a very good website in Victoria. So I rang the guy up and said, look, I'm going to make you a lot of money. I want you to add 4 words to your website, and I'll do the same for you. And he said, why the hell would I do that? I said, because I'm Coca-Cola and you're Pepsi. So I want you to put on your website, now open in Sydney, and my phone number. He said, yeah, right. He didn't quite get it. I said, and I'll do the same for you. Because with the World Wide Web, when people are out there searching, if you come across a site and it says, now open in Sydney, Well, and if you're in Sydney, you're going to ring the Sydney number. Now, what happened after we did this, I got 30 leads a week for nothing, and my conversion rate was about 1 in 3. So I was getting 10 functions a week at $16.50 average per function off a website I didn't even own. And we worked it out. In less than 10 years, we made over $1 million each by adding 4 words to a website, guys. So think about your competitors that are not in your area, like the photography example. Think about competitors who are not in your area, how you can put something on each other's website. You're not hoaxing the public. You put Now Open in Noosa. Well, you know, if someone in Noosa sees it, they go on the site. Simple as that.
Absolutely. That's so that there. What a simple way, 4 words to make $100 a day. Well, that was like $1 million or whatever. So $1 million idea. Yeah. Excellent. Thanks, Jeff. So there you go. So that's not even your website. It's not even your product. It's someone else. And it's really sort of for free. It's set and forget. You don't actually have to do anything more after that. Just so it happens. So so thinking sort of laterally like that really helps as well too.
Not much on. There's Big Brother on. You don't want to watch that.
What was that one? I think someone's just got their mic on. Okay. All right. So for anyone that wants any help with that, the reason why I've done this tonight is that one, it happens to be an area that I'm intensely interested in anyway, because if you think about making $100 a day additional revenue, once you've done it once, what's to say you can't do it again? So you go and replicate it and do it again. And so you can have multiple $100 a day coming in through multiple streams and strategies. So I'm interested in it, one, because that is what I'm doing. And secondly, is looking at running a pilot program, a 45-day challenge on how to generate $100 a day. So having just scratched the surface of some of the ideas here, the purpose of this challenge is to do a few things. One is to work with those that are in the workshop there on their business to identify one good solid idea that they can work on and implement and take it from beginning to end. So, take it from idea to cash so that they've got something that is going to generate that $100 a day. So that's $36,000 or $36,500 a year. Some of these ideas are really, really simple. In fact, they're so simple, you think, no, it'll never work, but they do. Others require a bit more finesse and we're a bit more complex depending on what the industry is, but there's always a way. And I'll guarantee you there is not a business that this is not possible for. Every business can achieve this. It's a matter of finding the idea, executing it, getting the tech in place and taking it right through to the finish. The reasons why people fail is that they never finish. They start, but they never finish. So the objective of this is to finish it. So the reason why it's a 45-day challenge is that you will be working through this. You will be implementing. There'll probably be a few tears as well as you sort of stumble up against some of the tech or issues or your headspace as it doesn't quite work out. That's part of it as well, because we push through all that there to get you to the place where you're making that $100 a day. So if you're interested in that, it's not ready yet. I do have a wait list there. If you're interested in it, jump onto the wait list. So there's the URL in the on the screen. It's also in chat now. So if you go and jump into that and register for it. Now the thing with the wait list as well too, this will be a program that will be a paid program. Anyone that joins the wait list from tonight will get won't be paying the full price. And the reason for that is that I just want to make sure that there's enough interest there from people to for me to actually run it. If I'm going to run it, I want people there to run it to. I don't want to be running it to myself. Actually, if I did it to myself, I'd just be generating a whole lot of ideas for me. All right. Let's stop that screen. And here we are back again. All right, was that helpful at all? Any questions or comments, or have I just really just fried your brain now and sort of got you thinking about some possibilities and opportunities?
You've kicked me up the arse. I know what I've got to do. Now you're going to make me do it.
Absolutely, yes. That's my job. I'm going to talk to you every week. In fact, I see you every fortnight, so I'll make sure that I keep asking you. And anyone that gets stuck with it as well too, more than happy to help and answer some of those questions and really help you sort of navigate through that as well too. All right, so that is our session for tonight. Now I did say I was going to offer a door prize, didn't I? Let's just have a look and see if we've got all the names here. We do indeed. All right. So what I thought I might do tonight, because I physically don't have the time to do this for everybody. I'm going to offer a 45-minute session with someone here that wants to work out an idea for themselves for generating that extra $100 a day. So we'll work through it. We'll get the concept. We'll get the idea. We'll get the path to execution for it, and then you'll have a roadmap to get your $100 a day idea out there. How does that sound? Sweet, excellent. All right. Well, let's turn on the screen, and we'll go and draw that. All righty. So everybody's name is in that wheel of names. Something's gone funny with the wheel of names today. It's enormous on my screen. So we'll just run it anyway. A big drum roll, please. That virtual drum roll. And our lucky winner is long-time attendee, Ron Pear. Excellent. Oh, that's fantastic. All right. You're still here, aren't you, Ron?
Yeah, still here, Nick. Thank you very much for that.
Excellent. You happy about that?
Sure am. My tail's wagging.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll be in touch. We'll organise it so tomorrow. So Lorena and we'll be in touch with you tomorrow, and we'll organise a time to set that up.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. So that's our session for today. It will be up on YouTube tomorrow. So if you want to go back and watch it again, it will be sitting up on the YouTube channel. The link is in chat. If you want to go and subscribe to that now, if you're not already subscribed. If you do subscribe to it, hit the bell as well too, and you'll get a notification once it has been uploaded tomorrow and it's all ready and available there. And as ever, if you're not a member of the Business Owners Facebook group, come and join, because we have all sorts of tools, apps, and processes and people introducing themselves there, and all sorts of really good stuff and advice there. And with online apps and tools too, feel free to let me know of any that you discover that would be helpful and good to share on this program. I know Jeff has given me a few. Jenny here tonight's given me some. I think Jane has given me some. And I think even Ron might have given me one as well too. So if you've got any apps and tools, share them, because if we can share the love out and make our lives a lot easier, then that's all good. So that's us for tonight. Go and have a sensational week, and look forward to seeing you back here next week.